Hi, I'm Patty Cancelier, the Education Coordinator and Parent Educator for the Parent Encouragement Program. I'm talking about why children don't listen, and now I'll discuss other ways to limit power struggles between you and your child. I'm going to talk about some other ways to express your request or limit that are less likely to trigger a power struggle with a child and therefore are more likely to be heard and considered by the child. This language can be almost magical in encouraging a child to do what needs to be done. So the first way is called Grandma's Rule, which is that we do our work before we play. Now, if you're already modeling this value in your home, you are way ahead of the game. But even if you aren't, you can still put this skill to use whenever there's work to be done. So here's an example. It's your child's job to feed the family dog before dinner. When you walk over to the dinner table, you notice an empty dog dish and an anxious-looking dog. Instead of issuing a threat such as, if you don't feed that dog, you can forget about eating dinner, you let the child know that he is expected to do his work first and then take care of his own needs by saying, when the dog is fed, then you may join us at dinner. There's something about the when-then phrasing, particularly when it's delivered in a firm but friendly voice, that implies, of course you'll have dinner as soon as the dog is fed. When we threaten, if you don't, you'll never, we're actually posing a challenge to our child, and he'll resist doing it just to see if we'll follow through. There's another way to state a limit in the form of a choice that works for situations where a child wants to do something that isn't appropriate here, but it may be okay somewhere else. For example, family members are sitting in the family room doing quiet activities like reading or homework. Your child walks into the room playing a kazoo that she received as a party favor that day. Now clearly the noise from the kazoo is disruptive to the quiet activities. So you walk up to her, get her attention, and give her the following choice. Honey, either you may stay here and do something quiet with us, or you may play the kazoo in your room or outside. It's up to you, you decide. You're making it clear that the limit is on loud activities in the family room, and at the same time you're letting her know that playing the kazoo is fine when it's done somewhere that doesn't interfere with others' rights. A word of warning, some children will choose to stay in the room with you and do what you're doing until you return to your activity. And at that point, they'll start doing the disruptive activity again. When that happens, don't remind them of the limit. Get up, put your arm around their shoulder, and walk them toward the area designated for the disruptive activity. They'll argue and insist they won't do it anymore. But don't give in. Just continue to walk them to the other room in as friendly a manner as you possibly can. So we've talked about ways to phrase your request or limit, the when-then statement for situations when we do our work before we play, and the either-or statement for upholding a limit in one situation, but giving the opportunity to continue the activity where it won't interfere with others or cause harm to people or belongings. Next, I'll discuss the importance of not repeating your request and following through on your words.